Hey everyone. Hi, how's it going? How are all of you? Well, I hope you're doing okay anyway. Today we get to play a game that I'm absolutely no good at. Doesn't that excite you? Doesn't that make you excited? It will be tragic to see how this goes. And you know, in the process, I've got the bot running over on this channel, making sure everything works here. Not that there should even really be any notifications over here, but you never know. Such things do happen. I don't have a lot to say. Today's Dead by Daylight update is like 40 gigs. Isn't that great? So, video games, what do you think? You guys hear all that just fine? You hear the game? Anyway, I'm really bad, so beginner. I didn't even hold the correct button to accelerate at first. Ah. Okay, apparently the triggers are bound to emulator functions by default. I should change that. Okay, the brass seems a little off-key. This is a little-known racing game by some company called Nintendo? I think they're a trading card company or kind of, you know, they make playing cards. I don't really know anything else about them. This is F-Zero. I'm doing a bit because, it's deluxe. It's just deluxe, since that's, like, the definitive version. Do you hold down or up to get a bigger jump? I don't remember. Heck. It's down? Okay. I guess that's the boost button. Ah! Oh well, I'll recover through boosting. I'm number wolf. I'm so bad at this. I half know what I'm doing with this game, you know what I mean? Check, but I don't think I have a rearview mirror. I can't check. Oop. That one's flashing. Yeah, I successfully didn't explode. So there's that. Now, can I rebind these so that these should not be bound like this? No, don't bind to escape. Fine, these are both going to be on pause, okay? And then put L and R on the triggers in addition. Big brew. You can see a slight problem with the widescreen on the fog effect. What do you think? Am I a good singer? A new version of Keg of Fusion. Oh, that would be wild. It is just beginner, but I'm happy to even be doing a little well in it. Ow. Big Blue basically sounds fine. Mute City sounded weird. Does the simulator support retro achievements? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I have my doubts as to whether it ever will, but you never know. You know, there's retro achievement support for the Mister now. So that's pretty great. And means I don't have to limit myself as much, although it's only got hardcore on NES so far. Ow. Bum 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 bum. Super ZSNES means it's inaccurate twice as fast? Pretty much. I mean, look at this. Look at what we're looking at. Oh crap. Oh crap! What? No! That hurt. I am physically in pain. Yeah, what is up with the horizon? The road looks okay because, yeah, concrete, sure. But what the hell is going on with the background? You may need to leave soon? Hmm? Is something up? Hope everything's okay. Sand ocean. Man, that sky is full of black mesh. Dun, 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 dun. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. I should probably be using my brakes literally ever. That slows me down a lot. Just by even tapping it. Yeah, I'm used to only using brakes by tapping them to drift, because I come from Initial D. Brakes is supposed to be spelled like steaks. You know, steaks, but not steaks. Sand Ocean is a difficulty jump. I can see it. You think it doesn't belong in Night League, basically? Yeah. Lap am I on? I have no clue. Me looking over the HUD and realizing there's nothing that says what lap I'm on. I guess it's possible to tell by what the safe limit is, but I don't have that committed to memory. Might be harder than Silence? Yeah, I think so. I kinda got a glimpse of the first person drink one. There he is. Ah! No! My power! Uh-oh. Dang. Flashing bumper. Ah, get out of my way, golden dude. Are you a dude? I'm sorry if I misgendered you. Everyone's a dude except people who are explicitly not a dude. You know what I mean? Dude is gender neutral, unless you really don't like dude. Then your gender is non-dude. Some people just have a non-Dude-Clidian gender. That was a stretch even for me. Ow! They're beating me up! The brakes sound so weird. Is it just me? They're loud. I barely got any health. Ah. Ah. Uh-oh. Ouch. The explosion was so loud it clipped a little. Well, I recovered from that somehow. You should be telling me how good I am, because I got out of that. Just letting go of the gas makes that same grinding sound too. Out of my way! Please. This guy is a jerk. I don't like him. Ugh. That was rough. And I'm still in 4th. Ah. What the? Why did that machine suddenly hit the brakes? Well, I guess that's what they say. If it sucks, hit the brakes. Onpa. Gangway. My dude, gangway. All of my foes shall be driven after me, because they can't be driven before me or they would be in front of me. Jeez. Sound Ocean is just like this, huh? I thought I was getting the hang of things, but then that happened. That sound when you start decelerating is so distracting. I bet it doesn't sound like that at all normally. Man, though, look at the horizon. Don't you love these futuristic graphics? It looks just like the real sky. Polluted and unhappy. The deceleration sound is pretty much exactly like that. Dang. I've been to Arizona. The desert can look nice. God. That bumper was covering for Golden Jerk. It's my alt channel. I can say whatever I want. They should replace him with Fox McCloud. I say as if I don't already know that James McCloud is in F-Zero. Out of my way. How fast are you, my guy? Burp, burp, burp. You can only really control the fire stingray? I see. Is it a higher control vehicle? I don't really remember their stats. No! No! Hmm. Ah. That Joker-colored bumper. I'm having trouble reading the wind. Whew. Ow, 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 ow. Out of my way, bumper. F-Zero 99 seems great, in my opinion. Everything I've seen of it, and what little I've played of it, seems great. I think it's pretty funny that changing to the original aspect mode instead of having everything be extra fat doesn't extend the widescreen and instead just makes it so that... Ow. So that there's black borders on the widescreen too. I don't think I've touched the shoulder buttons at all this race. Phew. Hank. They're already bumping me. Whoops. Wow, you can actually see that the edges are slightly bumpy. It's so slight. Ow, ow. Honestly, there's a lot about this emulator that in my opinion shows a lot of promise. But it seems pretty clear that they are like defaulting to just not really having... They default to that really rough stone texture on like everything, right? If the default was not having a texture, that might be better. And only applying textures to stuff that is like bespokely set to have textures. Or having a setting for that on a per game basis. I can't take that turn tight enough to actually make the jump if I do it. So I need to use a boost afterward because I'm not going to take the jump. Yep. Ow, ow. Ah! Who put that there? I bet it was a plumber. I don't like plumbers. Of course, I lived through the console wars, so what do you expect? This game has score extends? Did I see that correctly? Okay, game, are you going to do anything? I'm pressing buttons. It just takes a really long time, huh? That's kind of funny. The computer is thinking. Yeah, apparently. Queen League. This map seems a much different color. Ah. Oh, a split in the road. Okay. There's that off-key brass again. Power-up lanes, like, slow you off? Slow you off? That's not... Slow you down or anything? The hell do you mean slow you off, Sarah? These power-up lanes are really slowing me off! Slowing me off? Oh no, I don't want to think about that. Degloving is one of the worst words I have ever heard in my life. No thank you. I don't think I would do any good at higher leagues than this, considering I still have enemies catching up to me like this. I wonder, though. Ostensibly, they are replacing the music on purpose with higher quality samples. However, I don't think they got the brass sample correct. Super ZSNES is an enhancement emulator. Because it would be hard for ZSNES to compete with, like, DSNES or Vegan or anything like that in the modern day, you know? This is probably my favorite song in the game. So please let it not be butchered. Magnet bars. Ow, ow! Ah. The hold down while jumping thing is a little difficult for me because I'm actually using the stick. I'm used to, like, F-Zero GX. I 100%ed that game back in the day. This is nothing like that. I'd say this game is technically easier than GX, which will surprise no one, considering GX's reputation. But it's still learning a new thing for me. Whoa! Woo 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 woo! If the S and SNES is super, what's the Z in ZSNES? Super? Super Zuper Super NES? With GX, it's really important to run the stick calibration and make sure it's correct in the options menu, or it'll all be completely screwed up in sensitivity. Okay, those are bad. Ah! Ah! Why is the recovery lane wide enough for F-Zero 99 there? It feels like the Fire Scorpion turns really differently on the shoulder buttons. It takes them really wide, it kind of drifts a little. This is my favorite of the machines in this one, though. By a lot. Kill me! Heal me! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ack. Got it. Whiteland 1. Uh-oh. Right, it's this kind of track. Oh dear. I do not yet know how to cope with this. Why does the recovery area look different in this map? I still can't get over how screwed up the skyline looks, though. Oh god. Thanks, game. Very cool. Of course, if you guys really want to see the game get enhanced, check this out. Look how frickin' smooth. Ugh. Ugh. You guys love Super Eagle Engine, right? It of course doesn't really filter sprites because they're moving. Some of them it does, like the bumpers. Of course it wouldn't filter these because it doesn't recognize these textures. Also, the background looks even worse like this. Ow. Ah. They're gaining on me. Oh, dang. I think you guys would agree that was a pretty decent cut. Oh god. Well, that was inevitable. If they put an exploding bumper near me, I will hit it. It's like putting something at the edge of a table? That was okay. Bump. That made me nervous. We turned that friggin' schmoozing off. Terrible. I like pixels. Not the Sandler movie, it's okay. It's groan-worthy. Is it normal that the music is a little different? Okay. It seems to be using that kind of slightly off brass, though, in parts. I was holding down! I guess I didn't have enough speed. This isn't nearly enough speed. Yeah, I think I have very low chance of actually hitting that jump. Sheesh. Because the thing is, everything before it is also rough, and taking any of that at full speed would basically be a death wish. I think I'm gonna just have to boost it for every further lap. This map is rough. Finishing in third might be tough. Get out of my way, Ava Unit 1. Well. Ooh. Ah! Exploding bumper, of course. They should add those to pinball machines. It would probably get expensive, though. There's the third place person cutting in front of me. I didn't say they could do that. Good grief. Whoop, 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 whoop. Has anybody tried the hydrate command yet? Okay. So it does work. It should not be telling you it's on cooldown. You need to adjust that. Because, like, the point of delays, this should not spam the chat. Oh, that was the Queen League. Woof. I keep holding down the accelerator at the start, and that's not what you want to do as far as I can tell. Yum, 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 yum. There's 4 mute cities, actually. Well, in Jeryu, just look how detailed everything looks. Look at all the detailed textures. Look at the skyline made of granite. Hello, Baha. I forgot to hit record on this stream. So I guess there won't be a 1440p version of this stream. Oops. That's kind of fitting. Ow. I finally hit a mine. The main thing that would nag at me is it means that the VOD won't be pixel perfect. You know what I mean? I should really just turn on that setting that makes recording happen when you press start streaming. I think it's a per profile setting, so I could just set it for SaralenAlt. Oh well. As I always say, hindsight is 50-50. Or ADP 30. Put a smoothing filter and frame skip on the VOD. Nah, I need to DLS5 that stuff. DLSS5. You'll be trying to look at my face, and it'll just be the face of an entirely unrelated anime girl. It'll just replace my face with, like, Faye Valentine's or something very inappropriate like that. Live-action Faye Valentine. Being wished good luck is somewhat ominous, huh? I say that playfully. Obviously, you should wish me good luck. Man, there's no healing? There's no healing. Okay. Oh, wait, the healing is here. Silly me. It's mandatory healing. Come on, babe. It's time for your court-mandated hearing. Hearing? Healing? Wow. I made that an entirely different statement. Why is there a pink Xbox? This is my Fire Scorpion. You don't like it? Let me guess, you prefer the Fire Stingray, the inferior vehicle. Wants to fire the Scorpion? Oh no. Oh god, the green guy got ahead of me. I forget what the green vehicle is called. I forget what any of them are called except the Fire Scorpion. Power down. Uh-oh. Green Amazon? Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, 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 no. Hey! If I'm gonna die anyway, I may as well go out in style. Old Fox isn't here, though. Oh. Yeah, sure, let me just use the unhealing lane instead of the healing lane. The disrepair lane. Ow! Ow, ow, ow! Ow. Okay, I'm in third again. Ah. Well, I got enough healing by hitting the brakes a little. If it sucks, hit the brakes. Reverse? False! I'm not reversing at all. Okay, that may... Oh, not be enough power. I'm done for. That wasn't nearly enough power. I took a lot there. I missed the booster. Arrgh. I say like a pirate. I missed the booster again. Oh god, what's going on? That was rough. At least I hit the booster this time. Still kind of rough, though. Oh, whoa, whoa. Uh-oh. The blue whatever went ahead of me. The blue whatever would also be a good superhero name. The Blue Thunder, that's right. I knew that was gonna hit me because they always hit me. The exploding bumpers just like heat seek, you know? Alas and alack. Luna Bomber. Green Amazon. Wild Goose. The Luna Bomber seems like... saying that out loud, I now realize what they were going for. Anyway, seems like the worst vehicle by a lot. Why is a vehicle named after the Unabomber? Probably not, really, but... Hmm. As if I didn't see the track the first time. Come on, surely I can beat the ace. Surely I won't fail on the first track. I don't know if that's the right shortcut, but I tried. Ah! Green Amazon! No! You know, interestingly, there's still 3D elements in Mute City 4. Even though that track's not in the base game. You can see that the sides of the track are, like, raised a little. It's subtle, though. Ow. Meow, 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 meow. Zoom. Okay, okay. Not enough of a grip on this track. It was always Ace League that interested me the most in general. Because, you know me and my interest in game prototypes and unreleased content and stuff like that. Which, you know, technically all of that was released. Just, it became lost media of a sort. To an extent, like, because we don't have, even now, everything. We just have meticulous recreations that are, like, almost entirely correct. I mean, Ace League from DS2 practice ROM we have, but like, there's still a lot of smaller things. In general, Satellaview stuff feels a lot like prototype content. Here we are in Big Blue 2. I remember this track being strange. Oh yeah. Even the AI's like, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. When confronted with that jump. If I remember, you can skip even more of the track if you land it really crazily tight. But like hell am I doing that? I'm a beginner. Ah, what the heck? Something pulled on me. I must have gotten bumped by an invisible force. Perhaps the Star Force. Pegasus Satellite Admin, why have you forsaken me? After I passed your trials last time. Yesterday. Bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. I don't know why I decided not to take the shortcut this time, but it doesn't seem like it really hurt me. This track was no big deal. Oh, leave me alone. Whoa. I realized a bit too late what I was looking at, you know? Why not? Get out of my way, Luna Bomber. Just very conveniently avoiding those mines, huh? Very conveniently. More! Ow. I swear they can drive directly over the mines and they won't blow. I don't know if that's true or not. That's the impression I got. Jeez. lost a little bit of speed there. Trying to focus. I couldn't get off of the wall. More. Careful. Ouch. I really beefed that one. That guy got turned sideways. Okay, that'll do. Luna Bomber, get out of my way! Makes you want Mega Man X stages in F-Zero? Those are two series that would go well together, in my opinion. Get out of my way, Luna Bomber! Final lap. Final nap. Yikes. Silence too. I don't know about this track. It feels a lot more dangerous than it was, but I think that's about to change. Because I'm not convinced that I can do that so smoothly every time. Sucks to be that guy. I really like the dynamic of this track. Boing. Ow, ow, ow. I did that to myself. Phew. Now, I just... Imagine if there's a trophy for finishing every stage in first place without touching the sides. Just imagine. You kidding me? Green Amazon murdered me. I was doing so well. And then Green Amazon just comes out of nowhere and... Green Amazon is just like, she has to be stopped. But when are you going to be a master of every F-Zero's achievement set? Hmm? I'm just teasing. Obviously, it's very impressive that you've done that. With as many games as you have. I don't know why I said that. We just need to not get murdered by Green Amazon this time. Never mind. I did it myself. And then Green Amazon came flying out. I just want to finish this lead. And then maybe I'll do something else. Man, the fact that they are immune to the mines, though, that's... crap. I lost control. I'm using the analog stick because it just works better for me in a racing game. Sorry. And I just kind of... my thumb went somewhere. Yeah, it seems that way, Yoshimalo. Come to think of it, I'm actually using my gamepad for once, but I didn't even bother to put out my gamepad on my model. Yes, sirrah. I flew off into the unknown. There is my smoldering corpse in the distance. In case you wanted to see that. Man. Let's do something else. Let's just try something else, shall we? How about... Not that I won't come back to F-Zero in a general sense. Not today, though. I have several questions. Like, why are we playing on construction paper? It's probably supposed to be a stone-looking texture, but it looks like construction paper to me. Anyone else? Again, I think this technology has tons of potential. You could do a lot with the stuff that Super ZSNES is doing here. And pretty clearly what they've done is kind of more proof of concept than anything. I still think it's also the correct way for them to set themselves apart from other SNES emulators. If they're clearly never going to be as good otherwise. Ow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Bye. Why is the background also made of granite? And why is it lowering What the? There's a black granite sheep just moving back there. The background is moving when Vava moves. Why do his steps sound like Buster shots? What is Super ZSNES trying to do exactly? It's trying to be an enhancement emulator. It's trying to make the games look and sound prettier. I'm sure you can tell that it is absolutely achieving that goal. Obviously. I don't hate how this sounds. The arranged soundtracks in this are okay, but they're not as good. Forming torpedo. Forming torpedo. Well, I don't much care for that. As a musician, the thing is that using uncompressed samples can be a very cool thing, and I like uncompressed versions of Super Nintendo music, but it has to still be mixed in a way that makes sense and gives a similar vibe. Like the stuff that Matthew Valente has done, such as his work on Chrono Trigger, is fantastic, and absolutely recaptures the vibe of the original. And he's done great jobs with the Super Nintendo Final Fantasy games as well. But then you get stuff like Sam Miller's restorations, which just don't feel the same at all. Aside for, like, Donkey Kong Country, I think that was him. Which is pretty good. In this case, like, you need to use uncompressed samples that have the same general character and timbre. I'm sorry, you know what this song sounds like with these samples? It sounds like a Breath of Fire 1 song. You know, most of this stage looks normal, aside for a slight texturing of the background. Like, look at all this. This stuff isn't... Oh, never mind. It is retextured. It's just so subtle. Interesting. The ride armor sounds, though, It sounds like somebody messing with kitchenware, like, pots and pans. I don't know how else to describe it. What was that sound? Huh? I mean, I'm digging the bass samples. Those are good. If kind of a little beefy, so they kind of end up overriding they overtake other parts of the song a bit. But it is a really nice bass. And mostly has the same character, if not for the high reverb. The guitars are kind of another story. Whoops. I was frozen today. Dang, he was invincible at that time. Crap. Stand up so I can shoot you. Why does it sound like Konami rearranged that? Hydration? Yeah, fair enough. We're in construction paper again. Where are my boots? What? My boots are gone. Like, I tried to dash, and I immediately realized that they were gone, and I was like, wait, what? And now I'm just thinking, like, does Mega Man X have an anti-piracy scheme that I don't know about? Man. If it's anti-piracy, I bet it takes away heart tanks and such, too. At least I still have shotgun ice. It didn't take my ice away. That's an ice thing. Oh, I'm dying. It has extensive anti-piracy effects? How did I never know about this? Ow, 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 ow. Man, what if I try a password? Well, Java, just don't play Earthbound under those conditions. You would regret it. Okay, from where? I thought so. I have no armor. I have all my sub-tanks, but they're empty. My health bar is fine too, but I still have no armor. Imagine you get the Buster from Zero, and then X2 comes around and Zero's like, okay, where's my Buster? And X is just like, I lost it. I lost it. Also, this song feels way weaker in this arrangement. You know, technically, maybe this is dumb. Isn't X taking Zero's Buster actually kind of piracy? Like, sure, he's being given it, but he was never meant to equip it. It wasn't designed for him. Ow, ow, ow. There's Vava. I know there's no point in fighting him, but... Ow! There we go. He just picked me up to slightly adjust my position. I'm far too weak, you're not wrong. My sub-tanks are all empty, so do you think maybe you could just be polite? Does he have a weakness other than the Buster? Doesn't, I think. Right? Electric. Armadillo. Electric's not it. Armadillo for sure. But without armor, he hurts so badly. Homing torpedo? I'm not playing too seriously anyway. I just want to see if, I just want to see what happens with Zero's Buster. Even then, I'm not too set on it. Oh, damn. I'm sorry, the homing torpedo works way better because it's simply easier to hit him with. Dang. Like, he's not as weak to it, but... the more you know. Thank you, Andy. Boing yoing. Boing yoing. Boing yoing. Bouncy bouncy. It's impossible for me to get the Hadoken. Wait a moment. Oh no! This unassuming little section is much more difficult if you can't dash. Well, that'll make me invincible, sure, but the problem is not that. The problem is getting over to the other side consistently to begin with. Can't blame a gal for trying. That is not a full charge, Sarah. That's not pink. No! Uh-oh. Boomer Coanger. What's his weakness? Surprisingly, I remembered on my own. Whew. The next part is so deadly, though. Look at this. Look at the kinds of deadly enemies it's sending at me. Okay, that helps. And I'm sure Voxandra would have no trouble with this. Okay. Oh, I got both. Well, that's full health. And a bit of sub-tank. A bit more sub-tank. Who's the second boss of this stage? Is it Chill Penguin? I'm sure it's not. That would be too easy. Or is there even a boss after Vile aside from the end of stage boss? Oh, okay. Just the stage boss. Oh yeah, and the stage boss is, the spider? Is it? It's kind of funny that this ended up being interesting for the fact of the anti-piracy triggering more than anything. I wonder how this would look with all the smeary stuff. Oh my god, look at X's face! Hold on. I think I can do a punch in if I... Hold on. I've never done this before, but I think I know how to do it. Look at that. Wow. That's not AI upscaling. That's just an eagle filter, basically. Except somehow worse? Spider's weakness, go. That's what I thought. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Shotgun ice. Okay. Dang. One more. Oh. Got him. Easy peasy. Goodbye, Zero's Buster. I'm sure that you will be gone now. What? Oh my god. Incredible. Wow. Imagine if one of the supported games was Earthbound, and it triggered the anti-piracy protection in that, making it so that you fight like 10 times as many enemies because there's just 10 times more on the map. And then when you finally get to the last boss, Porky starts a speech and, you know, talks at you. And then the game freezes and your save data is erased. That's how Earthbound's piracy protection works. Imagine. It's really funny to have this as one of the supported games. And for it to not actually be supported particularly. Oh. I bet after all this, if you go to the Sigma stage, it starts you from Sigma 1 again, too, because that's just how the games work. Why did I turn blue? I bet Vava is very confused right now. What the heck is happening to my weapon bar? Oh my god, the portrait! The portrait actually... Huh. We're learning a lot of things over here. So you can keep going. You just have to finish the highway. What? Oh my god. My sub-tanks don't empty after each stage either, which I expected them to, but I guess not. Obviously, I have lost Zero's Buster, though, as you'd expect. Penguin. You know, the texture on this stage looks interesting at least. You got me with the one puff of ice. Ow. Ow. Man. You know, my right armor can still dash at least. I don't need to abandon it so fast. Ow. Well, now it's destroyed. Out of my way, dude. Ah! Through the wall. I should have seen that coming. Meow, 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 meow. Oh my freaking god. It's so freaking funny. Oh man. That's funny. Oh, that looks bad. Oh my word. Ugh. I'm sorry, that can't be the first stage. It can't be like that. Is that how Mario World is? It starts with a giant bullet bill? See, I'm not a Mario World person, so I wouldn't know that. See, the texture actually looks kinda cool here. Aside from the pipe being like that. No wonder they called a plumber. What the? There was some graphics corruption there. Oh, whoops. Like, again, I actually think that this stuff has a lot of potential. Even just applying a normal map to a texture can do a lot for it. If you apply the right one. I won't play this game for too long, but... Yeah, the thing is that, like, this is a proof of concept. I don't want people to get the impression that this is, like, irredeemable or something. I think that in concept it's very cool. There's a lot of potential for this to be done well, especially if you open it up and allow people to actually set textures and stuff themselves and make packs for games. Then it gets tons of potential then. Because if somebody with loving care applied different textures and normal maps and stuff to things, it could look great. It could sound great. You could do a lot with that. Whoa! I don't think that looks good. But it has character. Look at that. Man, I just wish the Star Fox 64 recomp or decomp, either one, supported the uncompressed voice samples for that game. But because they're from a leak, nobody wants to go anywhere near that, which is understandable. Just, you know? You know? Simon looks scanline. I can't explain it. Badge effects. Once again, the best part is the bass. And the rest is just throwing me off really hard. That bass rules, though. That'll do. Meow, 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 meow. Like, that fat bass, I like it. Maybe too much reverb to match the original, but that's the interesting part as far as the music is concerned. Oops. And all of the tiles in this game look really bad. Not normally, but like right now with this. It feels like I'm looking at something that has rusted. I didn't know that they coded this in Rust. I thought it was made in Unity. Out of goal. I never claimed to be good at Castlevania 4. No anti-piracy that sends you back to the very start. Come on, that was hilarious. It would be terrible if you were just trying to play the game, but it was really freaking funny in the context of me just trying this out. I went off key a little, so I'm accurate. Please, Super ZSNES was my mother. Call me Za. Za. Hey Renee, welcome back. Everything good? How are you? You missed some really funny Mega Man X anti-piracy stuff, but otherwise didn't miss a whole lot. Check out the fat bass in Super Castlevania 4, though. I'm sure as a bass player you can appreciate that, even if the rest of the music samples are a little Ostensibly, they try to get uncompressed samples, but a lot of stuff has much different character to it and doesn't sound like the same samples at all. The bass basically sounds like the same sample, but with actual reverb and such applied, which completely changes the character of it, but it's interesting. Everything looks so scrungly, though. There's such an intense texture on, like, everything. It really gets me that Simon himself looks like he has scan lines on him or something. Are there not supposed to be Medusa heads? Oh, you mean the way they draw in at the border. Right. Oh, I guess there's just an open window over there that nobody ever told me about. Trying to jump out the window. Well, that sounds really different. The thing is, they say it's uncompressed samples, but in some cases, these are clearly just entirely different samples. Not all the cases, but Mega Man X sounded really weird, but interesting at least. Man, this barely feels like the same song this way. Like, I'm all for uncompressed versions of songs if you keep the actual character the same. Which, like I was saying, Matthew Valente's versions of like Chrono Trigger and the Final Fantasy games, those do that. But then you've got like Sam Miller's restoration of Secret of Mana, where a lot of stuff sounds really different, and some instruments are even just missing. Like, it depends strongly on the musician's actual care and dedication to pure accuracy. It can be done well. It just isn't always. Although, like, the restorations that Sam Miller did of Donkey Kong Country are spectacular. It really, really depends. Ouch. Some GBA games you can already get a much higher audio quality out of if you use a high-quality audio driver. Because sometimes the samples were already high quality, but were being played by the terrible speakers, and I would call it an audio system, except the GBA doesn't really have one, that the system comes with. So with some games, there's already the potential, but you need to use an emulator that supports it. With others, there's just tragically bad samples to begin with. Harmony of Dissonance is strange in multiple ways. Ouch. Fog! Kaboom! The thing is, it's way more prominent here. In the original, it doesn't really have reverb or anything. You can't get that across well on most Super Nintendo soundtracks. It's why when a game actually does have real reverb, like say Majin Tensei 2, it's rather impressive because it uses up so much capacity that could be used for running other parts of the game. So most developers forewent having any sort of reverb or chorus on any of their samples. And yeah, I think that the new bass sample is pretty interesting. It's just worth pointing out that it is definitely more prominent even than the original game. Get out of my way, Frog. You're supposed to help me, not hinder me. You're my ally, Frog. In general, the frequency response in most SPC 700 titles, not the best. Of course, the situation dramatically improved with the PlayStation, which I bring up because it's simply a newer version of the SPC 700 chip that it uses for audio. It was still a very impressive chip, considering the stuff you could do with it if you didn't have to worry about also running the rest of the game at the same time. Kind of like how the Super Nintendo could show a really big 256 color image on screen, but if you did that, you couldn't do anything else, so no developers really took advantage of that. Technology that has a lot of potential that wasn't really realized. So at least it's not as bad of a situation as, say, the 32X, where most of the system's power could never be used because you had to do too many things at once under low bandwidth conditions on the cartridge port. These are just things I think about. They're interesting. And I hope that me talking about any of it is interesting at all to any of you as well. Unfortunately, I don't really want to just play this all day. Let's take a look at Super Metroid.
The lab is in. The gap is at.
Sorry, this is a really long intro, and you can't skip it. So you'll have to forgive me. You know, I will say one thing about the emulator. It runs really well. The usual skipping that you see in Super Nintendo games is not as prominent as in most emulators. And the controls are very responsive. Apparently, Noelle did not have that experience in terms of responsiveness, because I guess she was playing on Mac or something? But, at least on a Windows PC, the controls are quite responsive, as I would expect. It's not as good as playing on the Mister, but nothing is. Like, the Mister isn't a class of its own in that regard. The Mister makes you remember how these systems felt in the first place. So this doesn't come anywhere close to that, but it's definitely one of the more responsive emulators. Oh, he used his tail. I took too much damage. Boo. Oh my god, the text has a granite texture on it. You can really tell that they simply put the granite texture or whatever as like the default that things should have if they're not otherwise textured. Ow. How rude. That was kind of funny. The ship was just waiting off to the side for a moment. Whoop. Alas, we do not get to go to Hyrule. Although I wouldn't be surprised if you could trick this into loading an SMZ3 ROM with the enhancements from Super Metroid and everything looking granite in Zelda. I would not be surprised at all if that were possible. I would kind of expect it, almost. Anyway, I just kind of want to hear the Brinstar music. That's my goal with Super Metroid here. What is wrong with the Morph Ball? Look at that. Up. Meow, 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 meow. I mean, not in Super Metroid at all, if that's what you mean. It's not a matter of the dump, either. The emulator. It's what Super ZSNES is doing. In theory, being able to add an additional sense of texture to the game's existing textures is a very, very good thing that could have a ton of potential. It's just that this simulator seems to be basically a proof of concept, and a lot of the stuff it does looks bad, or sounds bad even. I basically feel like it's just a matter of this is very early. This is literally their proof of concept. And that if they allowed community to do it themselves for whatever games in custom ways, it would go far. Relatively speaking. It's funny though, because since the VOD is only going to be 1080p, since I didn't remember to record, I think people watching the VOD of this will be confused as to what even looks different sometimes. Because it's already kind of hard to tell if you're not looking for it. Well, I guess you guys are only seeing it 1080p as well, but eh. Goodbye, missiles. Without my torpedoes, I only have miscellaneous things. The door's over there. That is definitely the wrong brass. I think they assumed that everything was from the same synthesizer, which is false. Because I recognize that as the same brass that comes with one of the bases that is used in Super Metroid. Sorry, Darkus. Sorry. I'm not gonna go too much longer anyway. I just want to get... I want to hear Brinstar, then I'll check out some Gradius, then I think that'll be it. No, alt streams are always lower effort. Yes. Why they didn't call it Gradius? That's an entirely different word. Like, it has to be emphasized that Gradius does not rhyme with Gladius. Unless you just count the ES part. I know a lot of people will tend to call it Gradius because of Gladius. But no, it's Gradius. They wanted to invent a word. Way to salvage the Sound Link games. Yeah, short of people having recorded them, it's pretty impossible. The marimba is off-key. And the bass is kind of so-so. My favorite song in this game, basically, and it sounds like this. Yeah, it's not great. people will agree that it's a very good game once they've actually given it a chance. People used to say Salamander 2's only good trait was its music, but that's because nobody played it. They had no idea what they were talking about. The problem is getting the ripple laser to reach all the way inside this kind of enemy. It's pretty funny how this game is ostensibly widescreen, but it's really just a few stray pixels of stars and occasionally some terrain. You're still working in the same amount of space overall. That sounded like an entirely different person saying that announcement. Anyway, volcano stage. Ah, they hit my shield. My force field. Whoops. I don't know why I forgot that I had a recovery. Has there been a recent Gradius game? No. Well, yes, but no. Salamander 3, which is in Gradius Origins, the recent collection, which includes Gradius 1 through 3 and Salamander 1 through 3. And is strongly recommended as the best way to play Salamander 2, and honestly most of those games. I strongly recommend Gradius Origins. You hope it goes on sale often. Well, it's a fairly recent collection. I'm actually not sure how often it's been on sale. But it's on sale for 40% off right now. So there's that. Let's go raid Fox. I don't want to think about it, and Vox is a good streamer you should all be following anyway. If you're here at my alt channel, you're probably following Vox. So yeah, I hope you all had a good time. I had a good time. And I'll see you next time.